Hey there, divers! Today we're going to be making our return to Brook Street to do a little bit of scootering. If you'd like to see a more in-depth breakdown of our course here today, you can check out this video here. It looked like it was going to be a particularly beautiful day. The sun was just coming out as we were heading out into the water. Unfortunately, that sun's going to go away behind the clouds in just a few minutes, but we can enjoy it for our quick scooter route into the deeper water here. Today I'm going to be diving with Andrew, Chris, and Hans. We're just going to be making our way to the backside of this reef here, following the edge along until we find our way to the Woods Cove area, where we're going to be doing some donuts and just hanging out. Our dive today is going to be about 2 hours long with a max depth of 55 feet. After finally getting through some of those boring, flat, shallow waters, we're finally starting to hit some of the main reef structures here. Some really nice little overhangs and rock crevices to check out. It's always really fun to try and squeeze through here and see exactly what kind of little holes you can get in. As we're continuing on, we're getting pretty close to the main wash rock here off of Cress Street. We're going to come across this old lobster trap sitting on the bottom of the ocean here. Laguna Beach is currently a protected area, but it wasn't always, and these old ghost traps are relics of those times. Andy here is going to send up our Gramper unit to make a GPS coordinate of where this lobster trap is at. He dives with ghost diving, and so maybe someday they'll come back and pick that bad boy up. This here is a really cool rock structure. We're on the south side here. You can see there's two big old white sea bass just went by there. Unfortunately, none of us saw them. Looked over just a couple seconds too late. But we're going to come around this rock structure and check out the other side. I think it's really cool. There's this nice wall here on the northern side, and it wraps around to some cool crevices over here on the western end. This rock is super cool. It's just a big old lump out in the middle of nowhere. It's substantially larger than any of the other rocks in the area. It's a bit flat on the backside here, just drops down to the sand with those bigger fin-like structures on the west side. Continuing along, we're going to find some cool little rock structures over here to the east of that bigger rock, and we're going to do a couple donuts shooting in between these rocky crevices here before continuing on over to Woods Cove. I'm sure I confuse the hell out of my boys when I do stuff like this, wrapping back around on them. You can see Hansi here just stopping and watching to see what I'm going to do while the others follow me. But that's what you get when I'm in the lead. I'm gonna take you where I wanna go, and since I'm the only one that knows where we're going, you're just gonna have to follow. Making our first short sand jump here, we come to this little island of rock. This is right about our max depth, 45 feet here. It's a pretty lovely little chunk of rock. There's some of my favorite gorgonians, the Savalias here, those big fluffy fans there, the lighter yellow coloration. Pretty healthy collection of fish out here too. It's nice to see these reefs thriving. We're going to come to the edge of this rock here, shoot through this gap, and then continue eastward, jumping over the sand right ahead. This is going to be our main sand jump, about 5 to 8 minutes before we get over to the Woods Cove structure. After that quick jump across the sand, we come over here to Woods Cove. This is the really cool part of the reef out here. There's lots of really nice structure. It's nice and sparsely populated by the kelp, so there's plenty of room for us to scooter through. It's nice and shallow, so we can hang out here for a long time and just do circles and check out the kelp and the fish and the rocks and have a grand old time. You're going to see a lot of these rock structures over and over again. We're basically just doing figure eight formations through these passageways, just weaving around through the little canyons in the rocks. You can see there's some really nice pieces of structure, overhangs and crevices. Cool stuff for the fish to hang out in and us to look in with our flashlights. This real tall rock off to the right here is going to be a very recognizable landmark in the area. I'm going to go past him probably 4 or 5 times in this video. I'm not sure how exactly these geological formations come to be like this at the bottom of the ocean, but it's pretty cool to see these fans of rock sticking out over the water. As you can see, these rock piles are really islands out in the middle of the sand. There's nothing around. Once you go just a couple minutes in one direction, you're just out in open sand for quite a while. Hey, look at that. Garibaldi party. Weird little guys. There's that rock again. I just think it's so much fun to shoot through this little gap here right up next to the rocks between the kelp. This canyon here coming up is really cool. It's about 10-15 feet tall, so it's a real nice big structure to kind of get in between these rocks and ride through the surge and kind of feel like going through that little trench on the Death Star. Hey, look at that. Garibaldi party. Funny little orange guys. You can see the surface there up above me. We're in probably less than 15 feet of water at this point. You can see that surge is really pushing that bull kelp around. You can see occasionally that I'll just completely stall out and stop moving. That's from the surge coming right at me. Again, we're just out here doing donuts, going in circles, looking around, shooting paths. It's just fun to be traveling on the scooter and trying to figure out what your next move is going to be, what path you're going to take next. After doing donuts for probably way too long, we finally start to make our way back toward the Cress Street exit. This cool canyon here is pretty awesome. Again, it's about 15, maybe even 20 feet tall from the rocks on the bottom here to the tops of these canyon walls. It's a spot that I only ever find on the way back. I never find it while we're going out to Woods Cove. It's pretty cool. There's a small swim through on one side. We don't quite find it today, but I'm gonna wrap around the end here, come back up the outside, and there's a nice big overhang that I'm gonna dip into real quick. It's not exactly a swim through, but it is a very large overhang. You could probably fit a small car in here. And then continuing on, I know that there's going to be a cool, shallow little pasture up ahead. Some nice eelgrass and crevices to go through. Looking up, admiring that canyon wall there. Really nice big moon sponges growing on this guy. And as I continue here on the right side of the screen, you're going to see in that open water, a nice little soup shark is going to pop out. Unfortunately, these guys are super skittish, so he's going to turn around as soon as he spots me. And there he is. Bye. Hey, look at that. Garibaldi party. Funny little orange dudes. Coming through this little channel off of the meadows there. We're in about 15 feet of water. Real big moon sponge on the side there. You can see I'm going to get slingshotted by that surge. Launch through that crevice. And then as the surge rewinds, I'm going to come to a dead stop here over this little section. And then slingshotted once again past these fronds. Continuing north and west, we're going to come over here to this little stand of kelp. We're going to find a nice little bat ray hanging out on the ground here, taking a nap during the day. They're more active at night. I'm going to flash that for the boys, come around and try and take a nice little shot of him. Dude, check it out. Yeah. Flappy ray. Here's that nice big bat ray. He's taking a nap. He's a well-behaved dude. Just hung out for us. I'm not sure exactly what is wrong with Andrew, but sometimes he just gets caught going backwards, I guess. Continuing on, we're coming to the end of our dive here. We're about 2/3 the way back from Woods Cove. We're just hitting up the last bit of really nice structure here out by the wash rocks at Cress Reef. Thankfully, this is some of the cooler stuff. Nice big canyons, slightly deeper water. It's maybe 35, 40 feet. So it's a little bit calmer. Not as much that slingshot effect that I was describing from the surge earlier. Unfortunately, with that sun being locked behind the cloud layer, it's a little bit darker, a little bit dingier today than the last time we were here. Not quite as impressive, but still a gorgeous dive. Good visibility, lots of nice rocks and life. Can't complain. You can see my expert technique of grabbing kelp before it goes into my propeller here. It's a really difficult technique that's taken dozens of hours to master. This here is one of my favorite little crevices. It's real nice and deep and wide and lets you get right in between those rocks there. Having the big rocks on either side really makes you feel like you're flying through at a considerable speed when you're really going about as fast as the average person walks. This is a really nice overhang here. It's got 2 levels. It's about 10, 15 feet from the base out to that far tip, so plenty of room to squeeze under. It's about 5 feet tall, just enough for a nice big doubles diver with some scooter to get through. Now, take a look back to make sure that the boys made it behind me. I'd hate to continue on while someone has just smacked the shit out of their gear in the rock behind us. Gonna immediately be going into this big school of sargos up here by this rock. I'm gonna blow right into them, say hi to my boys. I think I scared the shit out of them there. Gonna chase them back around toward the crew, make a nice little donut here. Looks like we spooked him into 2 distinct schools here. I'm gonna give him a little flyby, push him towards the other ones, and give my fishy friends a little wave. Coming to the edge of our reef here, we're going to run out of things to play in, and we're going to start beelining back toward our exit point. It's been a lot of fun. We've had a good time on this reef. We're about an hour and a half in, so we're going to make the quick scoot about 10-15 minutes from those bigger structures through this shallower reef over toward our entrance point. You can see I'm kind of weaving north and south, trying to see what's out here. Still trying to learn this site a little bit. You can see at this point we've really lost the rocks. There's not a lot of big structures here, not even boulders. Definitely no overhangs to scoot under. We're getting to about 20 feet of water here, and we're gonna get shallowing up real soon. Once we hit 10 feet, we go to the surface, make sure we're at where we want to be. Make sure you watch those exits. Things got a little bit rougher since we got in, and the boys had to take their time and look for an opening between sets. Of course, it's always a good idea to just wait. Don't try to force it. There'll always be an opening that you can go through. As an extra little treat, me and Hansi are gonna head back out after lunch, do a little kick diving like peasants. While you don't get to cover as much ground as when you're on a scooter, you get to enjoy the fish a little bit more when you're kicking around, get a little bit closer to the sea bass. I think these are white surf perch, maybe walleyes, not quite sure. These guys here with the yellow stripes are called California Salimas. You always see them in these big schools like this in the shallow water here in Laguna. Another big school of those walleye surf perch right there, I think. I really like the Salimas. I think they're very pretty fish, and when you get a couple thousand of them together, it's really cool to just hang out with them. They seem pretty friendly. You can see they're a pretty small little fish as they wrap around Hans here. This dive is going to be about an hour and 45 minutes. By no means did we run out of gas. It was just starting to get a little cold, and after being in the water for almost 4 hours today, it was time to go home. Managed to run into another bat ray on this dive. This one's a little bit smaller than the last one, but same deal, just taking a nap here in an open spot. Fortunately, this one's a little bit more skittish, and he's gonna take off while I'm taking a look at him. Adios, amigo. Wow, check out the little kickers on this guy. That's quite the technique there, bud. Found a cool little archway in the rock here. It's not big enough to swim through though, so kind of a waste of space. Check out all these dudes taking a nap. It's the middle of the day, boys. Get out there. Go eat some sea urchins or something. Hey, look at that. Black sea perch party. Funny little dark dudes. It's always lovely to just take it slow, super shallow, watch that wave action on the kelp above you, get that nice kelp cathedral going. Check out all these kelp perch. I've never seen so many kelp perch. There's more kelp perch than kelp. Oh my god, look at that. It's a kelp perch party. Funny little perchy dudes. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Happy diving and safe bubbles. Mwah.